Now so Humberto de hear me live on the superstation. And what don't you dear you my dear and a brasso see a devil. And one new and you get no home. The shaggy dog you know now. Angel will be the foul. That just him to be a tree, my dear, the south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah. Oh, stop crying. My show, yeah. Me no one in the cool. Me came in the Jimmy dog. Do you want a new quail fool? Eh? Or Baba permit my dear, me man in that come. What the fullness of a show was here, Mr. Fanning and one new, and you get no home out. The shaggy dog you know now. Angel will be the foul. That just him to be a tree, my dear, the south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah. Oh, stop crying. My show, yeah. Me no one in the cool. Me came in the Jimmy dog. Do you want a new quail fool? Eh? Or Baba permit my dear, me man in that come. What the fullness of a show was here, Mr. Fanning and one new, and you get no home out. The shaggy dog you know now. Angel will be the foul. That just him to be a tree, my dear, the south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Oh, don't worry. Live on the superstation. Man, today is another day that the Lord has made, and we are going to appreciate it. You see, it's another day, as I said. Today is a special Saturday, and as usual, we're bringing you Sex and Love show live on Big Love Radio, streaming from Spain, Zaragoza. We're also live on Adult Radio, and remember, we are also on Odo Radio 1, streaming on Modern Ghana. You can also follow us on tuning.com, and we have our website that is www.bigloveradios.com, and we also have an Android mobile app that you can just download it from Play Store. You just search for Big Love Radio. We have about, let's say, 2 Big Love Radio, but the one with the orange background, you just download that one and you can listen to us everywhere you are. So today, without wasting my time, let me officially introduce myself to you. I'm your host. I'm the driver who is going to drive you from now until 12:30, and I know you're going to have a wonderful time with me right here. We're going to talk a lot about relationship and also marriage, some ingredients and some things that people are really finding it difficult to understand. So we're gonna make things clear so that the men who are just the youth men, I would say the youth men who are trying to get themselves into marriage will know certain things for real before they put themselves into it. And I know you can love it so much. Let's continue this music. As I said, I will be driving you from now till 12:30, and you are going to love it. We're going to talk about relationship and marriage, the things that makes it so perfect. So the topic for tonight's show is responsibility and sex in marriage. You see, there is the responsibility is one factor and the sex is another thing. So you can't just pay more attention to one and forget the other. Oh, this is like fufu and soup. You can't eat fufu without the soup, and you can drink the soup, but you will not be satisfied unless you add the fufu. So this is a component that matches together. So with you being able to act with the two, being responsible in the marriage and also being good in your sex life will make a peaceful and a successful home. But before we do that, let's check this song. It's a special song from Kekusi where the title You Are My Angel.
Obaba permit my dear me manenda what the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, oh, stop crying. My show, yeah, see me no one in the cool. Me came with the dear Jimmy Dog. Do you want a new phone? Obaba permit my dear me manenda come. What the fullness of a was ya, Miss Fanny FM, and one new, and you get no home. The shaggy the gas, you know, be now. Angel will be the foul. That chance him to be a train, my dear, to be south. The seven who got told. I was like, I'm going to be a get some for me. I made the better aside. Yeah, me pen a met my dear say, yeah. You are my angel, beautiful girl. Stop thinking I'm there for you. Oh, don't worry.
My angel, beautiful girl. Stop thinking I'm there for you. another special one from Kekusi. What's it for Wakuma Bekamidi home? And then we're going to talk about responsibilities and sex in marriage. You see, you cannot be responsible without performing your sexual duties. And you cannot perform your sexual duties without being responsible, taking care of the house, taking care of your wife's needs, your children, paying school fees and buying clothes for your kids. You cannot reject that and only be good in sex. So these two comes together, they work together. So you all need well, my sister Oba Palinda, you welcome to the show. Achisa. Se we be mana se wuntimi take responsibility anyame betwe aso. Ena we be man so na se drum pam na wuntimi nworoko yiri ye no so nyame betwe aso. So these two must be taken care of. Well, Freeze Kekusi, it's a special Saturday, and you know, when you come to Europe, that is abroad, everybody will be going out for their daily activities. I mean, going to work and working seriously to be able to put food on the table for the family. I'm talking about a responsible man. You know, I'm not saying we have some men who are not responsible. If you're a man watching me and you know you're not responsible, then this goes to you. But you got to change your behavior. You see, what I'm saying is there are certain things that we need to be serious at when it comes to marriage and relationship. I always say that marriage is not for kids, it's for adults. What you say? Ena enye nkwala ne ditwe eyempanifo ne ditwe. Ena enye akwala ne dikotie eyempanifo ne dikotie. So when it comes to marriage, it is not for kids. Eyempanifo adwuma. So, talking about responsibilities in marriages and also sex in marriage is something that people see it like very easy thing to handle. But others also see it like being in a boxing ring, fighting to win the battle. So let me say this. You see, once they give birth to you, when you are a kid, your parents will provide you. And those of us whose parents were like those of us who were able to see our fathers taking care of for us, taking care of us. You know how it is that your father will be paying your school fees, your father will buy you clothes, your father will buy you shoes, your father will buy you everything that you need. You understand? Now, when a time will come that it will get your turn to do the same thing for your kids. Now, if you refuse to do that, that is where irresponsible comes in. That you are acting irresponsibly. You are not taking your responsibility serious. Minyaba Asantua Brass. Awapa Santua, you welcome to the show. What we're saying is, you have to be good in sex. And you also have to be good in taking responsibilities. Now, you need to make sure that everything is okay in the house. You need to make sure that your light is not like, you will not be having issues with your light bills. You not be having issues with your rent. You not be having issues with your kids' school fees. If you happen to be in Africa, even if you are in abroad, sometimes maybe you not be paying school fees, but we have some a lot of things that cost most to buy for the kids. Now, all these are certain things that you need to put in mind that you are going to take care of. You also have to know that your wife's parents' responsibilities becomes your own once you are married to their wives. That is African for you. So maybe your wife will be the kind of wife that's like will be like a housewife. A lot of people have about, let's say, 5 kids, 5 children, 6 children in abroad, and when the children are very young, little, you cannot leave them behind and go to work. And when you leave the kids for somebody to take care of, at the end of the month, if I'm not afraid, I would say maybe you will use more than your salary to pay the person, which will mean that you're working for the person. So a lot of people take this to themselves and say, okay, let me stay back and take care of the kids while you go out there to look for something, so we can be able to do things easily with this family. Now, your family issues becomes part of your responsibility, and your wife's parents also issues become part of your responsibility. Now, you got to put it in mind that these are things that you can't just joke with, or you can't just put it aside. You have to do it. It is a must. You have to do it. And doing this must be like you have to be a very hardworking man. You got to be a hardworking man. When we say hardworking man, not the one that will be in the blanket when it's snowing. You see, it's not the kind of man that will just say, "I'm tired today, so I can't go to work." You got to be serious, because if not, you will not be able to take care of the things that you need to take care of. Now, when it comes to sex, a lot of people will say, "I've been working my ass out so that I will be able to put food on the table." You cannot use bringing food to the table as an excuse not making love or satisfying your wife in bed. That is why I said responsibilities and sex need to work together. These two need to work together. You see, women need somebody who can take care of them. They also need sex, a good one for that matter. So if you decide to tackle only the responsibility, that is where, if you are not careful, somebody will take care of the sex side for you. I hope you're getting my point. So, in marriage, I say koko wototon. Wototon hane kakra so dane hanon so. Se baabi abin. Ni nchemu bin na ni nchemu nso bin. Enti se oma one side ne da hwe ho behye. So, se oma wo yese wo takris eniema ebetimi aboa mo atimi atake responsibility ni serious a. Enunti no woni oba ne na ayeti se wototo koko no agama one side dem. Ebeshi na hane me. So, as you are taking care of the responsibility, you also have to take care in satisfying the woman in bed. Ese wutwedie no eye ba ne fe. Ese se wutwedie ne ma ba no wote say yes wadi kote. Enti meka bibi se who take responsibility no enye nkwala ade. Enti awale enye nkwala ne kwa awale mu. It is adults ene kwa awale mu. Enti we akwala na akowura awale mu a within a short time no ye betia ne say me nwale biom me jai meja awale me nwale biom me jai awale me ntimi nwale biom. Me ntimi nwale biom ni comes in pe, then which means wo bali ni be mani na nye matured and getting themselves into marriage. You see, sometimes when it comes to marriage is something that is like a foundation or a house burdened with two people, two grown-up adults who has come together and decided we are putting up this 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom house. Now we are all putting hands together to do it. So when one decide not to put an effort in the project that we're doing, the other one cannot move faster as it's supposed to be. That is how marriage is. So when the other is trying to make things work better and the other part show no concern, which means it is never going to work. Awali de but a bed deni jinamu so. We got to understand ourselves. I was see a tea huase. Now you the kind of people are you know aware. See you the kind of people are you know aware ebema yehu anamwa e was you too. Well, let me remind you one thing, you're listening to your number one radio station streaming from the heartbeat of Spain, Zaragoza. That's where we're streaming from. Let's go for a short commercial and come back. And when we come back, we'll continue from there.